Hey everyone, I wanted to bring out another review tonight to tell you about a house that, if you're anything like me, you troll websites all the time looking for new houses, new perfumers, new things to try. And this is one that I found a couple of months ago and got my hands on. It's from a house that I've never talked about before, a perfume I've never talked about before. It is from the house of Baruti, and the perfume is called Berlin im Winter, which is, I think, the way you would say it in German. Excuse my German accent, but here's the sample. This is, as you can see there, an extrait version of the perfume. I think it's only sold in extrait. So, Baruti is a house that I initially found while I was looking over at IndieSense. Considering the quality of the line, I was really surprised to find almost none, almost no reviews online of any of the perfumes, which only sort of increased my curiosity more. I was originally really drawn to the notes and the accords of the descriptions on IndieSense, and then to find that there was nothing really about them other than the Baruti website itself, I became even more interested. I had a lot of difficulty finding much of anything about the company itself, too, aside from the fact that it seems to be a relaunch of a company called Magnetic Sense, which was also completely previously unknown to me. Magnetic Sense launched 4 perfumes in 2012, all of which were created by the same guy who created the scents behind Baruti. It's a man who lives in, I think he's from the Netherlands, and his name is Spiros Andropoulos. That's about all I know, unfortunately, about the company and about Spiros. The current incarnation of this line is available at IndieSense, and if you're familiar with Bloom Perfumery in the UK, I think Bloom is in London. Berlin im Winter contains notes of lavender from Greece, rose from Greece, mastic oil from the Isle of Chios, iris, cassis, plum, myrrh, frankincense from Oman, Irish coffee, amber, whiskey, leather, and nude, spelled N-O-O-U-D. Now, nude is not an oil or ingredient or tincture or whatever. Nude is actually another perfume in the line of Baruti. So he used nude, which is in itself a completely composed perfume, in this fragrance. Nude, just as a side note, happens to be, notice the way it's spelled, N-O-O-U-D, no oud, is a fragrance which smells exactly like oud, as I will mention later in the review. Exactly like oud, but doesn't contain any oud at all. Had a chance to smell it. It is a very, very, very convincing rendition of oud. Berlin im Winter is maybe one of the most unique fragrances I've had a chance to try in the last year, and I've tried a lot in the last year. This is a warm, cozy, woody fragrance that has a lot in common with a lot of fougères for men. There's a lot of lavender here, and certainly sense that, and maybe not oak moss, but something faintly green at the heart and at the base. What really sort of threw me for a loop were the few notes that come together, and I don't really know what it is, but they come together to form this warm, fuzzy peach kind of note. Not sweet, not gourmand, but it smells like there's a bit of peach in there. It's very, very interesting. It must be, I'm guessing, the way the cassis mixes with some other note, but it really sort of, it's not a peach fragrance per se, but that is certainly in there. Like I said, not sickeningly sweet, not gourmand in any sense, not even really moderately sweet. I mean, it is a relatively dry, woody scent, but I love the way that it makes that sort of fruitiness appear in it. Despite the ingredient list, don't really get any Irish coffee, don't get any whiskey, but I don't really mind that because I'm not a huge fan of booziness in my fragrances anyway. The performance on this is absolutely out of this world good. If you're one of those people who, like me, sort of rolls their eyes whenever you hear anyone describe something as beast mode, sort of makes me hurl a little bit. Sounds like a 16-year-old boy reviewing a perfume. This might actually come pretty close to that. This lasts maybe somewhere between 10 and 12 hours on my skin, which means on a normal person's skin, it would probably last 18 to 24 hours. I can't vouch for that because I haven't tried it on anyone else, but my skin really soaks up scent. So I usually get somewhere between half and 2/3 the lifespan of a fragrance that someone without dry skin would get. So this does last certainly all day and probably well into the night too. Oddly enough, I usually get 4 to 6 hours with really concentrated versions of perfume extrays. Seems like the more concentrated it is, the less time I get. I don't know what's going on with that. Again, weird skin, personal body chemistry, but this certainly lasts a long time. So I know that on almost anyone else, it would also last a long time. And for me, 10 hours is, really, I don't want too much more than that because I might be doing something else. You might want to change, go to another venue, wear something else, you take a shower. I mean, I'm someone that can, put on cologne or perfume 2 or 3 times a day. So sometimes there are times when you don't want something to last for, 12 or 14 or 16 hours. But this is a nice sort of all-day perfume. So Spiros is, I would say, certainly someone to keep your eyes on. Baruti is certainly a line to keep your eyes on. I've had the pleasure of trying several of his other fragrances too. And what he can do with notes and accords is really, really interesting. Like I said, nude contains no oud, but smells exactly like it. I mean, I would dare anyone in a double-blind test to tell me that wasn't oud and what real oud really was. He also has another fragrance called Chai, which is a really hyper-realistic, steaming hot Indian chai cup of tea. Beautiful, herbal, cinnamon, clove, cardamom thing. Really, really, really beautiful. And that's one gourmet I could probably get behind. But I wanted to tell you guys about this house, so if you wanted to go order samples or just go check them out on IndieSense. I think that that's the only place in the U.S. that I know that is selling samples and full-size bottles. So that's about all I have to say about Baruti and about their perfume called Berlin im Winter. Winter spelled like the English word winter, the season. And it's just like Berlin in winter, but instead of an in the word in, there's an M. So obviously you can see that from the title of the video. But that's all I have to say about that. Very, very nice to find something with some staying power and a very Very unique scent. Love the peach note. I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.